Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone.
Greetings,
I'm ZELLLOOO.
everyone, and
I'm
welcome back to Slurpathon 7.
Before I did this.
I am Wolfman2000, and I have the honor of introducing ZELLLOOO for Pump It Up XX, the 20th Anniversary Edition. Take it away.
No.
Hey everyone, I'm ZELLLOOO. I'm some guy that got a quick nap after work this morning, so I'm a little sleepy, but I'm going to give you all a fun little Pump It Up showcase. For anybody who doesn't know, Pump It Up is a music rhythm game made by it's basically the Korean version of DDR. You have diagonal arrows, you have Korean music, so we're going to have a lot of contrast and a lot of fun with it. But I have with me Haru on the mic. She's off camera, but she'll be helping me with commentary.
Hi, I'm Haru. I will be your commentator today. You're also gonna see a bit of me later on.
Yes, because y'all generously donated for the co-op incentive, so we will play a co-op set after I do this first set. So thank y'all for donating for that. So Haru's gonna take the reins for a bit while I just do kind of a simple single set, and we'll get into the other modes and play later.
So, if you're not familiar with this game, it's a rhythm dance game where you have to hit the arrows when they reach the top of the screen, and by hitting arrows I mean step on the corresponding panel. You can notice that the game has two platforms. Each side of each platform has 5 arrows, and you can see on the screen there are 5 trapezoids in the step zone and arrows reaching them. So you can play this game on one side like ZELLLOOO is doing right now, or you can do it on both sides. We'll see it later. The game has a difficulty system. I'll explain it in a second. So the game has a difficulty system. It goes from level 1 to level 28, with level 1 being the easiest difficulty and level 28 being the hardest in the game. ZELLLOOO is warming up. I missed it was 17 or 18, but it's somewhere midway.
17 or 18, sorry.
Yes. So about I have a question in chat. The question is, PIU has triple steps. Yes, it does. Sometimes you have to press more than one panel with one foot. It happens more often on doubles because there are way more combinations, but on singles it's common as well. Typically you only press panels that are adjacent to each other, but sometimes the game wants you to press harder combinations. Or you can use hands.
Oops.
Yeah, triple steps are not common in DDR. I think there was like one in some very old game. They're more common in modern ITG. So you can see ZELLLOOO got an S grade. What does this mean? S grade means he did not miss any steps. If it's 1S, it means he just did not miss. If it's double S, you will see S on the screen. It means he only got grades and perfects. And if it's triple S, it's a perfect score. This game has several types of judgment, from perfect to miss, and perfect being the best, miss being the worst.
Get some hype in the chat for this song. Bless Lunatic Sounds for giving us an original song. So do you want to talk about the different folder types?
Yes, I will talk about music. So, Pump It Up has a pretty strong selection of K-pop music because it's mostly oriented on the Korean market. But there are also other folders like original music, licensed or composed specifically for Pump It Up, world music, which is licensed under less strict conditions, J-Music said this folder is very small, it's discontinued, but it includes specifically composers from Japan, but not J-pop. And the last but not the least, the folder is Cross Music, which has songs crossed from 3 other written games, Neon FM, EZ2 Arcade, and Auto Jam. If ZELLLOO will play any cross songs, you may probably recognize some of them, because Pump typically chooses really popular cross songs. And here you can see, even though it's not triple jumps, he has to press 2 panels a lot with 1 foot. We call it brackets. You can try to jump it, but it will throw you off really much, and it's very fast to jump.
What a fun chart, good song. Oh, I love that song.
And he got an absolutely perfect score, as machine says. Here's your triple S.
Yeah, there's some other pretty interesting mechanic changes compared to other music games. Like, you might have seen I was just kind of holding on a bunch of steps for a while and getting all perfect even though I wasn't moving. That has to do with how holds work in this game. And Haru can explain how that goes, because I'm going to play something that is kind of, well, I'll let her explain. I was going to play something else, but I'll do something else.
So yeah, holds in this game, hold notes, like you can see very long notes on the screen. They work differently in Pump than most other games. First of all, they give you more than 1 perfect because they programmed to give you higher tick count, not like DDR when you press head press and it's 1. And also in Pump It Up, in most cases you don't have to step on the hold head. You can just stay on the panel and it will press automatically and give you perfect.
I know Halloween's over, but I want to play this.
Spooky season!
This is one of those cross songs we were talking about.
No, it was not a Wolfman chart. Most of the charts in this game are made by Korean Step team. There are several exclusions, but it's not much. So you probably don't know anyone who made the charts. Speaking of Korean step makers, this game introduced a system of titles, and if you play a lot of charts by one specific step maker, you will get a title with his name. There are different titles. You can get skill-related titles, you can get level-related titles, you can get just some silly titles, like get a lot of bets through all your gameplays and you get the Bedmaster title. Yes, this song is from Cross folder, so it appeared in a different game and was crossed into Pump It Up. Since I see people in the chat coming from DDR, you may know that DDR is really heavy related on speed changes. Pump has it as well, but not as much. Pump relies more on tricky turns and also stops. But this one has a lot of speed changes, and also the song itself has BPMs changing. No, ITG is not included in Cross folder. ITG songs were used from a game called Pump It Up Pro, but they are not actually cross. They're not considered cross songs.
Yeah, they're not considered cross because they were very old before the Cross folder was even made. And Pump It Up Pro was an official game that simply had a lot of the ITG developers and Kyle Ward songs in there. So they count as world music. Cross folder only includes stuff from Prime 2 onwards, which includes EZ to AC songs, O2 Jam songs, and Neon FM songs. Anyway, that last note is really hard to time, so I'm glad I got it perfect. I just wish I didn't miss right before that. So there's our Halloween end. I don't have anything really like Thanksgiving related, so we're just gonna play something hard instead.
Yeah, in Asian countries, ITG is not very well known and they really don't consider it a memorable game, so they don't use content from ITG.
Okay, I'm gonna try the stupid strat at the end. I'm gonna try for the S. You'll see what we mean by stupid strat. It'll be very obvious. This is also the best DTA.
Yeah, this is another Cross song. You can probably recognize it. It's really famous. But we jumped up the difficulty here. We were gradually going up from 18 to 19 to 20. This is 22. You can see here that what I was talking about when pump relies more on complicated step patterns rather than going too low or too high speed. While this step chart is not too heavy on stamina, it doesn't have like unbroken runs. It's tricky to read because you have to press triples, you have to press brackets, you have to hold the holds when you press steps.
The little fairy girl is about how I feel right now.
So you didn't get your cute accessory, got it.
I'll need it for next marathon.
And here comes a ridiculous strategy. Since you have to actually keep pressing the holes when you press steps, and it's really easy to let go.
I got away with it!
Yay! It's an S!
That's only the second time I messed that. So to get that in a marathon with dash strat's really funny.
So if you don't want to let the holds go, you can sometimes go down and just do it. Guerrilla strats.
Yeah, because the intended way for you to do that is to bracket literally every step without dropping the center hole. I'm lazy to do that, so I just mash.
Do you wanna do calls now?
Yeah, we're gonna go and do co-op now.
Okay, I'm leaving you for a bit here on the mic and I'm joining on the screen. Wolfman, if you want to read any donations or say anything, it's
Then
your time.
I'm going to use this. Sorry about that little delay there. Anyway, as you have just heard, we are going to have the co-op set with Haru playing with ZELLLOO. This was unlocked by all of your efforts to raise money for Extra Life. There's another goal that needs to be met. We have The Simpsons, a classic arcade game that is going to be run, I believe, by Elrock. But we can make it harder for him. We have $75.80 raised, but we need to raise up to $300 total. And I know we can do it.
Well, if you want to shuffle, this is the song to shuffle on. If anybody's played Dance Rush, another Konami music game, this is pretty much inspired directly by it. And this is the intended way to play it.
On his side.
Nicely done.
Yeah, being able to like switch up whatever you want to do in PUB is great. This game is very experimental, and it shows in a lot of just the ideas that get crossed into compared to other music games. It's just a game that doesn't take itself too seriously. Like there's a bunch of hard stuff, but there's also just a bunch of fun, silly stuff that any like mid-level player would definitely enjoy and get into. Alright, we better play a 3-player co-op so Fushing can play. Alright, we will say in advance, this chart does have a color switching gimmick and it might cause discomfort to your eyes. If it does happen, just look away for a minute and a half. Just a warning. Because it's a backwards one.
Mine is normal, but I don't speed.
Yeah!
Let's see some hype in chat for that score.
Yeah, to respond to chat, it is nice that the steps are color-coded per player, because before 2010, they weren't. There were not very many co-op charts back then, and they just coded them as, like, normal steps, so you could almost never tell what you had to do, what the other player had to do.
You're always confused no more.
Oh lord. What are you doing, reminiscence?
Yes.
Yep, okay. Well, speaking of color switching gimmicks, this one's different.
Now I'm gonna get confused.
Also, I hope you guys like your Toho. We love our Toho, and so does Pump. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Yes, what you're seeing is exactly what we're saying. It's gonna get a little funky later. miss. Good enough.
Volkova.
Yeah.
I remember that slave.
Nice.
Hey, that's our personal best. Nice.
We had bets on our personal best before.
Ta-da! Getting PBs and marathons, just like always. you got the flashing away.
Whoops.
Next stage.
I can always get it. That's fine.
Okay, so we're gonna play one more co-op song for the showcase. Thank you again everyone who donated for this. This is always a fun thing to show off. I'll play something kind of harder, if possible. Not Candy hard, of course. No, I was thinking about it. Nah. Sorry, I didn't really...
While our players are finding a particular song, as a reminder, The Simpsons also has a character bid war coming up.
This is another co-op.
So choose between Marge, Homer, Bart, or Lisa.
I guess a quick
Use
backstory
exclamation
is
mark
that this
donate
song
to
is a remix
donate.
of another song in this game that's about a Korean children nursery rhyme, and it's all about the color red. Like the beginning lyrics translated are literally, a monkey's butt is very, very red. You're gonna see a lot of red with this chart. We also have like played this once, so nothing could possibly go wrong. Yeah, that's a lot of red, right guys? That was better than our first play of it, so we will take it.
That is a lot of
Considering
red.
it was completely unplanned. What a silly chart. It's really fun to play. It's very amusing. Oh, I love it. Alright. So, thank y'all again for co-op. We will continue with singles, and then we'll get to some of the more crazy stuff for the game. Because yes, there's plenty more crazy to go. I think I'll play like 2 more single songs, and then we'll jump into doubles and missions.
And I'm back here on commentary. Let me catch up with the chat real quick.
Welcome back.
YouTube. Difficulty zone single. Series summer to perfect selection.
Oh, I should play this.
So as I mentioned before, in Pump it's possible to play both one platform and 2 platforms at the same time, and you just witnessed us playing together on 2 platforms. Later on ZELLLOO will play 2 platforms by himself. Haru, that was amazing. Thank you.
So this is an amazing meme song. It is really high energy, and it is also like the funniest thing behind the charting philosophy. Haru should explain the backstory of what this song's really about and why the chart was written this way.
So, Narazu is somewhat a troll Korean group, and this song is about how you do proper customer service. And to reflect Asian traditions for customer service, you have to bow really low in front of your customers. As I mentioned before, there are some combinations in pump that are really hard to press with just your feet. And this chart has one of them, where you hold two bottom arrows and you press up arrows at the same time. If you don't have big feet and very flat pad, you need to use your hands. So you have to bow in front of your customers. As you can see, ZELLLOOO somewhat mastered his customer service.
I hope so. I spent 9 years in food service.
It's also a really catchy song. Yeah, Korean team sometimes likes to do not so serious things, and this is one of them. It's okay to laugh. It's what it's supposed to be. This step chart is also very tricky because each jump of 4 panels give you a 50 steps, 50 combo. And in Pump It Up, if you get 51 missed combo in a row, it's game over for the song. So you have to really try on this song to not game over.
There we go.
Wow, you're awesome!
You know how to do customer service now. Take what you've learned from music games and apply that to real life.
Speaking of combo and game over, let me explain a bit more about mechanics of Pump It Up. Some rhythm games like Dance Dance Revolution, In the Groove, Beatmania 2DX, they mostly concentrate on how accurate you press panels or buttons or whatever instrument you use. But Pump It Up focuses slightly different. It's more close to games like Saito's Oton Sphere, where you have to not break your combo, so press sequence of arrows and not get misses. The higher combo you get, the better score you get.
Pump It Up 20! Series Mission Zone. Difficulties of level 1, level 23.
And there is also other difference. In Pump It Up, it's possible to set a stage break off, which means if you drop your life bar to 0, you won't finish the song right there, like it happens in other games. You can continue and play the song until the end. But if you drop your life bar to 0, you will get a gray grade, somewhat broken.
Yeah, you'll probably see a gray grade when I do the 27 attempt. So thank y'all for donating for the attempt at 27 plus. Because like we said on difficulty, this game goes from 1 to 28, and there are only 4 27s in this entire game and 2 28s. So they're really up there in difficulty. And I'm gonna try not the easiest 27.
Yeah, so in Pump It Up, stage break setting is up to arcade, but most arcades set it up to off or off for the first 2-3 songs, so you get more of your playtime.
So here's a song about the outer gods. We have an entire series dedicated to this.
Yeah, this is another original song from official composer for the game. There's a whole series of currently 3 songs dedicated to outer gods by Lovecraft. This is not of them. And since outer gods are somewhat scary creatures, all the songs with their names are boss songs. You probably know what boss song means. It means it has some of the hardest step patterns in the game. In Pump, it's common to call the sequence of arrows step chart or step pattern. It's not usually called map like in other games. I know it's complicated terminology, but that's how it is. Voltman, do you have any donations?
Just let me refresh again. And right now we do not. But this is a good reminder to let you all know we are trying to unlock expert difficulty for The Simpsons Arcade. We need to hit $300 for that. And we are only at $75.80.
Yeah,
There is
let's
also
hit the
a
goal.
bid war for the character to be played on The Simpsons.
Yeah, so here we're hitting the territory of the hardest step charts. Usually level 23 and higher is considered advanced or expert level play. And you can see ZELLLOO did pretty well. He only got 2 misses.
One was in a very silly spot too. I beat down most of that ending pretty good.
Yeah, I think from here on the showcase will go just up and up in difficulty, getting more and more crazy.
Yep. So we're gonna switch over to doubles.
Difficulty zone, difficulty zone.
I'm gonna showcase something very silly for doubles. Like I'm gonna be taking a whole pad. But this chart we usually like to do what we call play twister. I'm not gonna do that today, but I am going to play the normal chart for it, which is still pretty funny.
So you remember I mentioned the mechanics for holds and pump it up. This chart abuses it really hard. There is 0 steps you have to press in this step chart. You just hold the holds. If you're big enough, you can probably lay down and hold all 10 panels and do nothing. But for those who are not big enough, you can practice your brackets.
This one's all about foot control.
Yeah, it's also not so easy as it seems because, remember, you can't let the holds go, which means you have to shift your weight really carefully. And if you enable a random step function, all the holds will be in completely random places. Pump It Up Random doesn't work like Dance Dance Revolution. In Dance Dance Revolution you just switch the columns, but in Pump It Up every arrow will be in random place. And it somewhat turns into playing just Twister, because it's just the same.
Yeah, it's Twister and it's really fun that way.
But when you play normally it makes sense, it kinda makes you do some ballet.
It is a Swan Lake remix.
Like, here's come in a position where you're supposed to
spin.
not spin, but put your feet like in ballet. Turn them 90 degrees side to side.
And here's the only one where you need hands coming out. Because I don't have giant hands.
But this chart is supposed to be just ballet practice.
It really is. Yeah, you did see 6 arrows at the same time. Funny enough, there's still a chart in the game that has you hit 8 panels at the same time, and there used to be a chart where you had to hold 10 at the same time. And thankfully, the 10 hold was reduced to a 6 hold.
Yeah, 8 panels confirms the highest number one person can press.
Alright. So now we're gonna really like hit the double stuff down. We're gonna get into like the real meat of the game. This is a good song, so I'll play this.
So this song is from K-pop folder It's really old. It was added to the game in one of the very first mixes. The step chart though, it's pretty new. It's a harder difficulty which the song lacked at the release. You can see a lot of weird stuff going on, like tappings when you press one panel several times in a row really fast. Some triples, brackets. The top camera is somewhat mirrored compared to the bottom camera, so it may look weird.
I saved it. I got so off and I saved it.
As the song name suggests, you have to slam your pad.
I can't believe I saved that. I thought I was gonna miss like 4 times in that ending.
Good job.
Oh.
I thought you were blind 23 for a second. Whoops.
Nope. Not that chair. Another time now.
Game over.
While we're loading up the next game, as a reminder, we are raising money for Extra Life, which raises funds for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Proceeds go to the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation.
Thank you, Wolfman, for reminding us what's the goal of today's fundraiser. Let's help children.
Yes, thank y'all for your donations coming in for this whole marathon. And please keep supporting them. It really is something that's definitely needed. We really appreciate it.
YouTube. User
Let's
custom
continue.
YouTube. Difficulties of
So I think we're just gonna ramp the difficulty up in here. Yeah, we'll play this because it's a good song. And a fun chart. And it has a neat little gimmick at the end. Let's just say, because it's double and you have 10 arrows to work with, you also have a lot more screen space to look at. You're going to see an effect of that at the very end of this chart.
Sometimes in Pump It Up you don't have to press some arrows. They just to be prettied over there. The song name is .02 and you may want to remember it for a couple minutes. Yeah, as you can see, it's getting harder and harder to read when you have all 10 panels to work with. The patterns can be really complicated, and with using brackets here and there, it's getting even worse. .02. Nice little meme at the end of song.
They really love slipping in their little Easter eggs here and there.
And you got 02 misses.
At least it's not 86.
There's a song called 86 in this game, that's why we meme a lot on this number.
Yeah, shout out to Simple for that song, because this is actually a relatively new addition to the game, added only this year. It's really good and really fun to play. Oh yes, I was gonna play this. Oh, I love this song. I love this song just because the rap is so ridiculous. Like, my favorite lyrics are, got a pinky ring the size of Texas.
And we are in Texas,
Yep.
so very relevant.
This is a brand new chart too. Like, this song's pretty old, but this is actually a brand new chart.
Yay.
What a good chart. Hey, I got triple S. Nice.
Absolutely perfect.
That doesn't happen often with that chart, 'cause that chart's really tricky.
Wow, new record.
There are many ways to make a step chart hard. Sometimes you have to do constant streams for a long time, but sometimes like this step chart Zillooo just played, you have to fly from one side to another.
Yeah, that's what makes this game really cool from like a ability perspective. Because there's all sorts of different techniques you can do to make a chart hard. You can make people turn, you can make them move real fast across like a very wide distance. You can have them just lots of fast streams. You can make them work on techniques such as brackets. It's a very flexible game in that regard, and there's a lot of growth for the player. It makes it fun.
Everyone can find something they like.
Level 22.
Be it music-wise or step chart-wise or whatever they want to work on.
I'm gonna find a funny mission. I'm probably gonna play the Utopia mission, but
So, you can notice that Zillooo is playing something really hard and moving really fast, but there is a different way to play this game. It's called freestyle, where you choose a very easy chart and you create your own dance routine for that song. It's not so popular, but it's still fun. And it's really cool to watch when it's done properly.
yeah, I think I'm gonna play the Utopia mission because that's like the best thing I can think of right now. So let's go play the Utopia mission. So this game has a lot of really neat engine side things, and this is one of the results of like the engine work in this game. Like the engine for this game has been mostly the same since 15 years ago. They just kind of build on top of it. So you get really, really neat effects like this. That being said, if you start to feel sick at any time watching this, please look away for a bit. Because the name of this mission is Earthquake. And this is your clue as to what's going on here.
So mission mode is something really special. Mission mode makes you fulfill conditions to pass a mission, and a lot of times it means to not play song normally. It either requires you to do something special or it has special effects on the chart, like you can see here. Let me explain what's going on. When you see red arrows, it means you have to stay on the left side of the pad. When you see blue arrows, it's strictly right side of the pad, and yellow means it can be anywhere.
Now here's the fun part.
This is a built-in effect, you can't turn it off. So you have to deal with shaking, and if you try to mash, there are mines that will drop your life bar very fast. But you can see the mines, they are invisible. It is a pretty hard mission. It's not an easy chart, and with the effects for reading and forcing you to actually do all the turns, it becomes really complicated. See? There are mines.
I missed that one transition.
And you can notice ZELLLOO only hit 2 mines and his life bar dropped down around 40% already.
My cat just died. So this is a problem that occasionally happens with my machine. The input dies out. Give me a second, I can reboot the machine real quick. It won't take long to get back in.
Yeah! I'm doing it! Mission failure!
That is literally the worst time for that to happen, though. Oh man.
It hasn't happened for about a year now.
Yep. Don't worry. This game luckily does boot pretty quick, so we'll get back right into it. But you get the idea of that mission. You saw I hit like 2 or 3 mines from getting lost, and half my health dropped.
Wolfman, it's a great time to make some announcements or read donations.
Yes, please.
Alright, as a reminder, we are still trying to unlock Simpsons Expert difficulty for L-Rock. We have achieved $75.80. We need $300. There is also a character bid war for The Simpsons where you can choose the character to play as. Marge, Homer, Bart, and Lisa. And right now, it's a 4-way tie. So hit !donate and help influence the run. Do you want to make it harder or easier? Do you want to play as the Donut Lord or the Radical Kid?
Card, please. Come on, yeah. Hold on. Let me fix the capture. There we go. Never seen that happen before. Okay, we're good again. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the cabinet. This game in particular has had some weird issues. My cabinet is pretty old. Like, you can luckily upgrade any old cabinet into the current game with the right hardware and the right software. So it's very flexible in that regard for like people who want to like privately own the game at home like we do. You can find just a cheap old cabinet and just upgrade it as needed. Alright, well, that cuts into my time a little bit, so we'll go ahead and...
Just to let you know, you're at about 49:20 on your run timer.
Play some pretty exciting stuff to finish. So I'm going to play this, I'm going to play like a 24 or 25, and then we'll do the 27 to finish. This chart is also a chart.
Yes, all those technical difficulties are not actually the cabinet problem, it's some just recently released hardware by Andamiro, the game developer, and I don't think it was properly tested, so it happens sometimes. It didn't happen to us for a while, it's kinda sad. Yeah, so Utopia, as you may know, was an ITG, but in Pump It Up it originates from American released Pump It Up game called Pump It Up Pro. This is another song from Pump It Up Pro series. And the Mirror tried to connect American releases with Korean releases, but it did not go really well. I don't think Korean community really likes the American music.
see why this is 23 in a second. Of course I get that in a marathon run and not the beginning. And of course I get that!
So let me speak for a bit about American games. They were made by a completely separate team, and Andamiro just licensed the content under their name as publisher. 69!
Yeah, this result's really sad right here for me.
Ow.
Right at the very beginning for no reason.
That's why American games mostly have a separate music set and completely different step team. You can see Korean content in American games, but when Andamiro crossed American songs to their games, they almost never took the step charts, they just made their own content. Also, that was really sad because all the hard parts ZELLLOO kept his combo and a miss was in some pretty easy spot. It happens. It always happens when it's important.
Oh. You want to talk about broken brackets?
Yes. I guess during this hour we already learned what bracket is for Pump It Up and how it works. Sometimes a step maker decides to make it not only hard to press but also hard to read, and they make something that looks like a very fast run, but in fact you have to press it twice slower and do it in brackets, so you have to press 2 panels with 1 foot for each foot. This step chart is really known for that technique. You will see a mess of, like you saw right now, a mess of arrows in the middle 6 panels, but in fact it's just a bracket run where you have to move your feet in a sequence, but it's really hard to read if you don't know what's coming. Some people say it's easier to memorize than to read. Sometimes you can try to run it like a normal run with 1 arrow per foot, but it doesn't always work. And you also have to be really fast if you try to do that. Like, see, you have to even turn and face the other way and then turn back in some of these patterns.
Not bad. That's a hard trick to learn how to do. Tim, this is pretty good.
Yeah! I knew you could do it!
Yeah, you could technically do all the bracket parts as a giant 24th run at 170 BPM,
Stage!
but I'm not fast enough to do 17 steps a second while having my body weight shift around. So I'm not going to do that.
So we have about 5 minutes left, and ZELLLOO just going to play super hard from now on.
We didn't get to listen to this. This song is great. This song is also scary. Alright. So I only get out of the ending maybe 60 to 70% of the time. So I'm gonna hope I can push against my body right now because I'm kind of starting to feel the fatigue from not getting a whole lot of sleep. So we'll see what we can do.
Final stretch, let's go.
At least you get a really, really good song no matter what.
So I assume after this song, ZELLLOO is going to attempt a 27 as per donation. And this is the second to last song. You may notice that typically the higher the level of the song is, the more dense the arrows on the screen are. He got it.
It was a little sloppy, but we made it out.
Life bar did not drop. Good enough.
I wanted to save energy.
Yeah!
Alright, well we got through it.
Do it!
Like I said, I'm a little tired, but we're trying to keep it going. Alright everyone. Let me get some water real quick and we will do the last song in the marathon for me.
Last song incoming.
Next stage!
The promised 27 level. Or maybe 28? I don't know what he's going to try.
In the meantime, remember, we still have that expert difficulty for The Simpsons to unlock, as well as the character bid war.
Y'all do
Use
it.
!donate and help influence L Rock's run.
Y'all donated for this. So, I wasn't sure which hard chart I was going to play for the 27 plus incentive. Like I said, there's 4 27s and 2 28s. So I decided it's not terribly exciting if I go for the one I've already managed to pass. Let's go for something I haven't passed. So we're doing 1950. I do not expect to pass this. My goal was to get an A on stream with how tired I am.
Another spooky song. Nice pretty pumpkins in the background. Let's wish ZELLLOO luck.
Let me just get some breath, air.
This is the last song. We're gonna kick it.
And let me just tell you, this chart is a doozy. Like out of the 4 27s, I would probably consider this the second easiest of the 4, which isn't saying much. That still means it's in the top 5 most difficult charts in the game. Dude, man. Alright,
Let's go!
we'll count it down pump stop. 3, 2, 1, pump!
It's supposed to be 3, 2, 1 pump. Yeah, the sound of the song is really fitting for a boss song. and it has one of the hardest step charts in the game. It doesn't even have any easier step charts, so you have to be pretty good to even attempt this song. So let me explain something. Due to higher timing windows in Pump It Up, you don't always have to follow every pattern, especially if there are so many arrows like in this step chart. Sometimes you have to resolve for smart strategies when you somewhat mash and try to get as many arrows as you can. The hardest step charts were not even asked by anyone in the world, and there are very few people who stage past them without dropping life bar. And as a reminder, this is level 27 and the game difficulty goes only up to 28, so it's second hardest difficulty in this game. That was a lot of
It was
arrows.
good to the last 16 measures. That's a personal best.
Yeah! I knew you. Wow! New record!
That's still not any easier than it was 5 years ago when it was released. Actually, I say that, but the chart was changed to be easier since then, and it's still really hard.
Yay, great job on TV. Don't break the pad.
Alright.
Game over!
I'm tired. Thank y'all for having me for a great Pump It Up showcase. I had fun as always. Thank y'all, everyone who donated for co-op and for the 27 incentive. Thank you, Haru, for playing co-op with me. We really appreciate everybody coming in and just have a great time. I will be back later tonight for a Mega Man Network transmission. So definitely stick around for that if you love your Mega Man. But that's really all I have left to say. So thank y'all for watching and see you for the rest of the marathon.
Thanks everyone for watching.